Instead of living inside of tight religious boxes, many people are experiencing a borderless kind of spiritual awareness that has enabled them to find God in the world of nature and in the geography of human life.
Although I have written about this from a largely Christian perspective, it is not distinctly Christian.
Part of the boundary crossing involves going beyond religious boundaries as well as ethnic and national ones.
And the recognition of the sacred cosmopolitan, that we are citizens with God and one another in a holy cosmos together, is found among people in all faith traditions.
This does not mean, however, that all religions are alike, or that we shall be happily forming a single world church anytime soon.
Indeed, the sacred cosmopolitanism of nature and neighborliness in these pages might be also described as humane localism.
A way of life in our World Wide Web that cherishes the distinctiveness of our particular traditions and cultures while embracing the universal aspects of human community and the larger quest for God and meaning.
Thank you. It's really good to be with you. Diana gave me some remarks that she would like me to read to you. They're a little bit longer than most that we've heard tonight, but she does write books, after all. Thank you so much for choosing Grounded as the recipient of this year's Wilbur Award for nonfiction book. I wish I were there to celebrate with you and honor all the fine work you have done as well. But since neither Cloney nor a Star Trek transporter is available to me, I asked my husband to express my gratitude and offer these thoughts on the importance of the work we share as religion communicators. As I write these words, I am sitting in a London hotel in a neighborhood called Bishopsgate, readying to preach tomorrow morning at the great St. Paul's Cathedral. This is an energetic, wealthy, and diverse neighborhood at the heartbeat of technology, globalization, and cultural change. The neighborhood has not always been what it is today. In 1993, only 23 years ago, Bishopsgate was the scene of a horrific IRA bombing that devastated everything, killed some, and injured many more. That massive bomb was one of the final episodes of violence in the long struggle between English Protestants and Irish Catholics to defend their version of the truth, avenge other acts of violence, and secure religious and political rights and freedom. When the bomb went off in Bishopsgate, it was not random. 500 years earlier, this neighborhood was a key site in the Protestant Reformation. Henry VIII's counselor Thomas Cromwell resided here, and from here orchestrated the king's divorce from Queen Catherine, made Henry the supreme head of the Church of England, and supplanted the authority of the Pope. Nearby, at the Tower, Henry's second queen, Anne Boleyn, and eventually Thomas Cromwell, were executed in the politics of the very religious Reformation they helped initiate. During the course of that Reformation, Protestant and Catholic heads alike were displayed on spikes at the Bishopsgate wall as a warning to all that there were consequences for defying political and religious authorities, whoever happened to be in charge. Bishopsgate's ground has long been watered with the blood of faith. Yet on Sunday morning, a short stroll from here, I will preach in one of the neighborhood churches, St. Paul's, whose building art and music surely echo the architecture of heaven. Bishopsgate and St. Paul's, together occupying this small piece of English geography, remind me why our work is important. Religion is complex and volatile, both a sublime invitation to be our best selves and, alternatively, a doorway to humanity's darkest impulses of division, hatred, and destruction. To communicate the multiple dimensions of religion is to help people understand the magnificent and misery of faith, the possibilities of the best and worst of the human experience, and the ordinary everydayness that lies between the extremes. To communicate this is also to participate in it, to subtly, or not so subtly, redirect the course of faith and society away from the terrors of Bishopsgate toward the light-filled wonders of St. Paul's. We live in the midst of some new sort of spiritual reformation, global and interreligious in scope, whose consequences will be even more profound than those that took place in the city of London half a millennium ago. Human history and the very survival of the planet hang in the balance, and religion is one of the threads of the rope. The question before us, will religion wind up as our noose or our lifeline? Well, that is one of the things that the people gathered in this room are trying to figure out, and I am confident we know which outcome we would prefer. Thank you for honoring Grounded. It is my attempt to both explain and redirect the spiritual revolution of our time. In clearer understanding of what we face, there is the possibility of change. And in the meddlesome reflections of journalists, writers, and authors, there can be the inspiration to change. To be in your company, even if I am far away, encourages me to keep on keeping on, to both inform and inspire in the hopes of shaping a life-giving path of faith for the future. Thank you.